entertaining clients.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Hi, this is Brandon Savetti. I'm unable to take your call right now, but please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
God damn it. All right, everybody.
Please record your message. When you finish
fucking Christ. Everybody, welcome back. Line Crew Podcast. We're back.
Holy
Boys,
shit.
we're back. We're back. We're fucking back. Joey just got done beating the absolute shit out of a hurricane with his bare hands. He single-handedly put the power grid back on the map in Southwest Florida. Joey Artuso is finally back. He has clean water. He has food. Let's just give a round of applause to Joey Artuso real fast, everybody. Making it out of alive a natural fucking disaster. Not everyone can say that they have done that before or even will do that. Joseph, boys, and Kyle. First of all, I'm your host, Will Goddard. We got Kyle Williams below me, my dumbass roommate Kyle, and to my right is my compatriot Joseph Artuso. Boys, we're back. How we feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good?
Ready to gamble.
Looking good, Joey. I like the haircut, dude. You look sharp, bro.
Thank you, dude. All I gotta say, man.
You look sharp.
Though, end of the day, ain't nothing like waking up with a roof. That's all I gotta say.
But Joey, with the haircut, looks like a less angular version of Andrew Garfield.
I am the shitty Spider-Man.
You look like a softer version of Andrew Garfield, like not as many sharp edges.
I mean, I'll take that, but like
that's
just
not
because
an
I'm
insult.
not British.
That's not an
just
insult.
It's just because I'm not British, though, mate.
That could be why. Yeah, and you don't have a very European-looking face.
No.
Well, if anything, it's very Southern European, you know.
Yeah, more Mediterranean, Greece.
Yeah,
exactly. The Amalfi Coast, boys. All right, enough talking about Joey's gorgeous fucking face. Let's hop into some games. Let me throw the lines up onto the screen for everybody. Boys, we have an absolutely amazing slate. Joey, I'm going to ask you to scroll to the first game of the week, Kentucky versus Tennessee. Kentucky versus Tennessee. This game is going to be going on in Knoxville, and it's going to be a hell of a matchup. Last time I looked, the spread, you see right there, the spread is down to 11.5, so it has moved in Kentucky's direction, and the over-under is what, 661, I believe, Joseph?
61, yes,
on the
sir.
fucking money. Kyle, how about you start us off here with our first pick since being back?
This is a really, really tempting game to bet Kentucky. It's not a lot of points for college, but they have a very good quarterback. But Tennessee, Jesus fucking Christ, they got those blackout uniforms coming out. It's Halloween weekend. It's the last weekend of October. They're getting ready for Georgia. They're getting ready to put a fucking beating on Kentucky, and they're getting ready to just go focus on Georgia. I don't see them losing this game. Kentucky's got a great quarterback. Got a good offense. A lot of points are going to be scored. But I'm going with Tennessee -12.
I disagree with everything that just came out of that kid's fucking mouth. Joseph.
Yeah. Way I look at this game is everyone's forgetting that Tennessee went into the swamp after UF mangled Utah and broke Anthony Richardson. I think this might be a similar type of situation just because Mark Stoops puts up a really good defense, and I think this might be the best defense that Tennessee's seen all year. And on top of it, too, looking ahead at Georgia is a daunting thing to do, especially when that game is for your entire season. I don't disagree with you, Kyle, in the sense that Tennessee is the smart choice in terms of money line. I'm riding with you all day, Tennessee money line. I think they squeak this one out in like a 24-21 type game that no one sees coming. I think Kentucky's quarterback Levis is going to be one of the first quarterbacks taken in the draft. I think he's phenomenal. And I think that Kentucky's just one of those grinded teams that's just going to find a way to just grind you down and take the crowd out of it, run the ball a bunch, throw a lot of deep balls, maybe not score a bunch of points. They're going to have a lot of mistakes, but I'm with Kyle in a sense, but I'm also with you, Will. I'm taking Kentucky to plus 11.5. That's a lot of points.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And Joey, you kind of highlighted it. It was like Kentucky is the perfect team just to make things messy and dirty. Like I can see them being able to steal just enough possessions with their good defense, and they can run the ball. And let's not forget, Tennessee's defense is fucking abysmal, especially against the run. They're outside of the top
I see a lot of
120
points
defenses
in
in
this
the
game, and
country against the run. They're not very good against the run, and that's all Kentucky does, and they do it very well. They play defense well. Bob Stoops, he's going to be able to make a game plan that's going to be able to slow down Tennessee's offense. So I love the points. I love the dog, but I'm with you. I'm with you guys as well. I think Tennessee does win this game. But shit, dude, I think this game could very well be a field goal game. And also they have the biggest game in Tennessee history that's going to pretty much decide both teams' futures next week. So if Tennessee is going to allow themselves to fuck up and make a couple key errors and let Kentucky hang around and let a team hang around, I think this is the game that will happen in, and I think Kentucky's able to stay close in this game and keep that within the number.
I get where you're coming from, but I just.
So Kyle, here's my main question for you. Do you think it's again because like I look at the game this way where I'm betting the under in this game.
I love the
I'm
under.
Also going to say that because it's going to be under, it's going to be close. I think there's going to be
a lot of points, and Tennessee's going to score a lot of points because I think this game is them getting them ready for Georgia because I personally think Georgia has a better defense than Kentucky.
Well, yeah, that's a
run defense. That's a given. That I mean, yes.
Well, you don't think these kids, but you don't think these kids are taking into account that they have the biggest game of their school's history next weekend.
Yeah, but you want to fucking.
You don't think there's going to be a little bit of a lapse of mental fortitude?
I mean, how I look at it, if I was going to play this game and I was suiting up for Tennessee tomorrow, I would want to absolutely fuck up Kentucky and have all the confidence in the fucking world going into that Georgia game, going away. Last home game before that game, deciding our fate for the SEC championship. It's literally, this is their last game that means something before if they lose that game to Georgia, their season's basically over. Because I don't think they'll make the top four.
Well, I'm not saying they'll lose the game. I'm not saying you're still thinking from a money line standpoint. I think Kentucky keeps it within this number. That's just simple as. Kentucky keeps it with the number. Tennessee wins. Tennessee obviously wins at home. Blackout uniforms. And Kyle, don't let you forget. I'm not gonna let you forget. You literally came down from the stairs with the towel around your waist, screaming, "Fade Kentucky!" Well, fade Tennessee, fade Tennessee. They were in blackout uniforms. Where had that mentality gone?
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
So,
evaporated.
I will say though, I do agree with Kyle in the sense that if it's a shootout, I really like Tennessee by a lot.
I don't like Tennessee by a lot either. I think Kentucky keeps it close. I think they're the perfect kind of team. Dude, also they're really good in the trenches. Tennessee is not good in the trenches. Kentucky is going to be able to run themselves into this game by being able to steal possessions, keeping that offense off the field, and being able just to run the ball. They're going to be able to run the ball.
Too good. That offense.
They're going to be able to run the ball. That offense is good, but you can only score 7 points a drive. That offense is going to score almost.
Understood. No,
a couple times, but I think Kentucky runs the ball well enough to keep
okay, so I have a hot take for you guys too, and it'll transition us into our next game.
We love natural transitions, Joseph.
Love it, Joe.
This game takes place at 7:00.
Correct.
The UF Georgia game takes place at 3:30.
Yes.
If by some miracle UF beats Georgia, do you think that Kentucky plays even harder? Because that puts Kentucky clear in contention and it puts their own destiny in their own hands for the rest of the season, because I believe they still have a game against Georgia.
Yeah. if Florida beats Georgia, that's just going to throw a wrench.
A monkey wrench.
Everything
That's just fucking chaos.
But the only reason why I bring it up is because Georgia was brought to the death by Missouri.
That's true, and that's perfect transition. Let's talk about UF Georgia now in Jacksonville, world's largest cocktail party in Jacksonville now. Joseph, last time I looked at this line, it hasn't fucking moved. It actually has moved in Georgia's favor since the last time I looked at it. 23,
Yes.
and the over-under is what, Joseph?
The over-under in this game
Has to be kind of low, yeah?
is 56.5.
Okay, all right. I would say
With
this
the
right
money
now.
line going plus 1,000 to the Gators.
I'm going to say this right now. This is way too many points. I'm not betting this game personally. I'm not betting this game at all. I'm not touching this game. I just think 23 points is a lot of points for a rivalry. Florida has nothing to lose. Florida is out of contention. They're out of contention for the SEC. They're nowhere fucking close to the playoff, obviously. So what do they have to lose? This is their Super Bowl. This is the game that they get up for once a fucking year. They're going to be dude. They might win this game as 23-point underdogs. That's a lot. It's going to take a lot. But Georgia can be up 30 points the entire game, then one score, you fucked. So take the points here. Bet smart. Bet Florida. And I like UF to keep it within 2 touchdowns. Joseph.
So I actually want to go to Kyle real quick because I have a stat somewhere that I'm trying to find about
Kyle.
UF Georgia games. If you don't
No,
mind.
I honestly couldn't agree more with you, Will. Shit.
Mike Troubles.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. I couldn't agree anymore with you, Will. I feel like we're gonna be running into a consensus here. I don't think UF wins the game, but goddamn, that is a lot of
points, dude.
Points
for a rivalry game,
especially it's not at home ground, so there's gonna be a lot of Florida fans. There's gonna be a lot of Georgia fans. Don't get me wrong, but it's gonna be a nitty gritty fucking football game. Is UF's starting quarterback, he's out, or is he back in? Or he's out?
I thought he was. Is he? AR's playing, isn't he?
Richardson's still
AR's
playing. Yeah.
Was he ever? He was hurt.
I mean, what was the score of the? Let me see. What was the score of the Tennessee and UF game? What was it? A lot of
44-34, I think.
Yeah, it was close. They covered as well.
Jesus Christ, I mean, that's a close game too. I mean, you bet plus 23 on that, you win. I'm not touching the game. I'm slamming the fuck out of the over though.
Really like the over.
Like that. Really like the over.
Really?
In that game. Yes.
I couldn't stay farther away from this point total, bro. This point total is very ratty. Joseph, what do you think?
Okay.
As our preeminent Florida fan.
I will say Brandon beats me in actually going to the school.
True.
Anyways, though, yes. So my facts of the day for you about this game is never underestimate either team in this rivalry. So my main point of that being, in 2013, Georgia was the number 10 team in the nation, 7-0, same as this spot. Mark Richt had them firing on all cylinders. UF was pretty decent, but not a great offense.
Yep.
17-9 rock fight. UF ended up winning. And all I have to say is no one in their right mind would have picked UF that year just because Georgia had the better quarterback. They had the better defense. They had the better everything. But at the end of the day, neutral site field, college football,
you have
rivalry
to take the points.
game.
You have to take the points.
23.5 points, boys.
This is disrespectful, honestly, to Florida. I think Florida's a shambles right now. That LSU game was a fucking mess. I remember watching that in the bar, and I was like,
hear me out, though,
what the fuck is going on?
Brian Kelly doesn't win less than 9 games a year.
That's the thing. Yeah, that is also true. That is also
that man
true.
is showing
LSU,
why he was.
LSU was coming off a really bad loss, though. I forget who they were playing the week before, but they were
Mississippi
coming
State.
off. Thank you. They were coming off. They got destroyed by Mississippi State. They got fucking bamboozled by them.
But dude,
dog walk.
Do you remember? You remember the first year? Because a lot of people are talking about it now. When Brian Kelly was at Notre Dame, and he went like 8-4, and everyone was freaking the fuck out. And then the next
Yes.
year, he went to the national championship.
And got
Yeah.
I think he's on to something at LSU because their quarterback isn't even a fucking quarterback. And he's putting up pretty decent offensive numbers, and the defense is humming. He's going to get a full class in next year, and he's going to get the transfer portal for kids to go, oh, shit, he's actually good. Like, I think LSU is going to be one of those teams. Sorry to go off like tangent. But, like, I think next year they're going to make a lot of noise. People are going to go, oh, they were pretty good last year. And so that's why I think, too, Florida's getting so disrespected right now, too, because everyone acts like Georgia isn't looking towards the Tennessee game next week, too. You know, and Georgia is going to play a solid game. But if Florida gets up like 14-0 with Richardson having the arm and the ability to just like break an 80-yard run second play of the game, if Florida gets up the way Missouri did and Georgia has to crawl its way back, that's 23 points. If I'm sitting there up a touchdown with 23 points, I am loving life. And then, I mean, at that point too, my whole thing is, why not tap the money line, a freaking $1 to win $100, boys? I mean, come on.
Yeah. And also, dude, but the thing is, like, if you do take Georgia, you can be winning the whole game by 30. And then one garbage time touchdown when the fourth stringers are playing, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So why risk that? Why even risk that? In a rivalry game, take Florida. But that brings me to my next game. Our next game, rather. Ohio State, Penn State. Boys, it's a fucking whiteout. It is a goddamn whiteout in Happy Valley. But the thing is, this game is on at noon. This is a noon game, boys. If this is another game I'm staying away from. But if this was a game at night in Happy Valley, the spread's 12.5, the over-under is 61. If this game was at night in Happy Valley, I would be giving every dollar that I have on Penn State, the points and money line. But since it's on at noon, that's tough, man.
It's gonna be a bloodbath, to be honest.
I think it might be a bloodbath. Penn State's run defense is not very good. Williams.
Noon whiteout doesn't scare Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Ohio State has how many Heisman contenders on that offense? Like 4 or 5 guys. And that's not even counting any of their O-linemen. Like this offensive juggernaut of Ohio State, I think they very well could score 60 points at Happy Valley.
Yeah, and that's
I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Absolutely.
If I was to bet aside, I'm taking Ohio State. Joseph.
Well, I love your like passion, but at the same time, dude, like, what has Ohio State proven to you this year, dude? Like that CJ Stroud is good, sure, but like I look at this game as like, yeah, they're gonna win. I think they end up covering as well. But like you talk as though Ohio State is unbeatable. The Big Ten is weak this year.
I'm not saying they're unbeatable. I'm just saying Penn State is not the team to do it. Penn State is not
as good as they are ranked.
Penn State is not the team to do it. The ranking doesn't even matter.
But
the
also
ranking
just
isn't what I'm concerned about.
Playing this out too, though, like if Penn State can do anything on defense, which they've shown that they can in some instances.
No.
I mean, yeah, but all right, but if your reference point is the Michigan game, Michigan and Ohio State couldn't be two completely different teams. I mean, Michigan's just going to run the ball down your throat, and Ohio State's kind of more of just a finesse team. And I kind of just look at this as like one of those
run the ball down their throats, though.
That's the thing. They have Mine Williams and Travion Henderson, two of the best backs.
They'll throw it for 60 yards. They'll run it down their throat.
And they could also sling it around the park with Marvin Harrison Jr., who wears Louis Vuitton cleats.
Yes, and wears the new Apple Watch.
Like, you think I'm going to fade that guy? Like, fuck no. Like, I hate Ohio State more than anyone, but like, it's just.
I like Penn State with the points here, boys. I really do.
If this is a night game, Joseph, I'd be with you all the way.
I get where you're coming from. Like, yeah, whiteout, like Happy Valley, woohoo. That doesn't scare Ohio State. I mean, you're talking to two Big Ten guys. You're talking to two Midwesterners. You know, this game just screams OSU. It's not at the shoe.
I just know you guys are just also high on that Justin Fields pack after that Monday Night Football game.
We are high on that Justin Fields pack. We
And
can get into
it's
the Bears.
not.
We can get into the Bears in the NFL,
That
but we are
does
very high on
not
that Justin Fields
change.
pack.
If we lost that game, I would still be riding high and mighty on OSU.
Okay,
I'm
fair
a
enough.
Michigan fan.
Well, so
It
then
sucks.
talking about Michigan, let's all move on then.
Yeah,
If
Michigan
you
versus
guys
Michigan State. Let's do it. This game fucking
What-
scares me.
why?
From a gambling perspective, this
7:30.
game, I don't like this game at all from a gambling perspective. Like from Michigan, I don't even want to say we're going to win the game because, dude, I don't fucking know. Because, like, Michigan State's good at stopping the run. They have two guys that are NFL ready, two defensive interior guys on the D-line that are NFL ready. They're in the top 50 in run defense. Michigan State, their secondary is what gives them issues, and I feel like they have had a bad secondary since 2000 and fucking ever. But this run defense is legit. I think this is going to be a game where McCarthy is going to have to make some throws. We're going to have to lean on JJ McCarthy a little bit in this game just to fucking win, let alone cover. So if I'm picking a side, I'm never going to tell anyone to bet against Michigan. Michigan first half, I saw it. Michigan first half -10. I like that a lot more than Michigan -22.5 because it's like the same thing for the Georgia Florida game. You can be up 30 the whole game, and then one garbage time touchdown ruins that entire cover. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not a fan of Michigan, if you're not a Michigan fan, bet Michigan State. But if you are and you bet Michigan, but also maybe stay away from the game like I am. Because I fucking hate this game from a game perspective. I hate it so much. Joseph.
Kyle, well, I want to hear
Kyle.
from a Kyle first because he might change my whole perspective on it. Just because I have one singular question for you, Kyle. Are you on? And Will, you can answer this too. Are you guys on the McCarthy train?
1,000%.
Yes.
I'm the conductor of the McCarthy train.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Kyle,
I was at the
enlighten me.
game.
What
I
do you
kiss
think?
him.
Yeah, same. I'd kiss him on the mouth.
So I get where Will's coming from. With the 7:30 Michigan State Michigan game, and to me, it screams 13-10 Michigan. I mean, it just screams it. It just screams it to me, but I don't think that's going to happen.
It screams it to you, but it's not screaming it to you.
It was just let me. Can I?
Okay, go ahead
Can I
and
speak?
finish. Go ahead.
It was screaming to me all week, like 13-10. But yes, they have that great. Michigan State has that great NFL ready rush defense, and I really think Jim, if he's smart and if he wants to win a national championship, he needs to utilize the 4 fucking goddamn 5-star receivers we have.
So everything that I've said every single fucking game Michigan this year. We have 4 fucking guys on the outside, and we just refuse to use them.
Exactly. If we utilize that, I mean, I made the bet because I think it's gonna happen. I think Jim is like, okay, like we need to do this. We need to start using these guys, and I think all this week they were really working on the pass game, and I think McCarthy's going to be airing it out a lot, and I'm going with it. I'm going Michigan -23. It is a scary bet, but you got to sweat. Yeah. So,
right. Joseph,
Joe.
So, do you guys remember that Michigan State with Washington game?
yes.
It was about,
I'm sorry.
it was
Yes,
week
I do.
4.
Yes.
This game reminds me of that, and for that reason, I'm
And you're on
slamming
Michigan State. That game
Yeah,
as well.
for that
I
reason,
remember.
I'm slamming Michigan. Because last time Michigan State was hyped up, they let everyone down. And freaking the Indiana transfer, whose name I don't even remember.
Michael Penix.
Michael
Penis.
Penix.
Yeah, Michael Penis.
Yeah, well, he looked like he had a huge penis because
Yeah, he
he
did.
was fucking slinging that shit, dude. He looked like prime Michael Vick in that game.
Yeah, he did.
And
He
I
did.
may or may not
He
have
went
had a
deep
couple
ball, too.
parlays. Oh, yeah, dude.
Went
I
deep
mean, I
balls.
may or may not have had a couple parlays hinging on Michigan State to win that game. But end of the day, I look at this game as Jim Harbaugh has coached a magnificent season so far. I think his whole strategy of running the ball is just based off the fact that every team you guys have played, you're bigger, stronger, and faster than them. So there's no point in risking throwing the ball when you can just run it down their throats for 290 yards a game. So I just look at this as another thing where it's like you guys might open up the playbook a little bit more. And also, Michigan State's offense is so bad. Like,
Peyton
they
Thorne is
cannot.
awful. I remember the preseason rankings. I forget who had them. Some fucking ESPN cuck had like Peyton Thorne over JJ McCarthy and CJ Stroud, and I was like, what is this guy? What pack is this guy smoking on?
Well, he's smoking on a bad
Peyton
one, I'll
Thorne
tell you
is
that.
awful.
I mean, he's just trying to stir the pot.
He's
I feel like.
awful. He's so fucking bad.
He did.
And the Kenneth Walker isn't there no more. So Michigan State's offense, they have two guys, Jalen Reagor and Jalen Reed or something like that. And they're really fucking good. But they can't get them the ball because Peyton Thorne is fucking awful. So
if they're past 3rd and 7, just punt. Like, they should just punt on 3rd and 7.
Yeah. And just play a field position. I agree. But no, Michigan needs to utilize their guys on the outside. Like, get Alondrell Anthony the ball, get Cornelius Johnson the ball. I love how Luke Schoonmaker is becoming more of a vital part of this offense. I love Michigan tight ends. We've had so many good ones in the past.
Yeah,
Eric All might be coming back this week. Would be fucking huge for us. But the thing is, like, one last thing about Michigan is that we haven't played a game where JJ needs to win us that game yet. And I don't think this game will be that game. I think that game might be like a sleepy game away at Rutgers or something like that, where it's going to be a game that we don't expect. And I just think that I just want to make sure that JJ is able to. I think that he can, but once that situation comes, I mean, does he fold like a cheap suit, or does he fucking rise to the occasion and throws a 50-yard dart when it needs to be thrown? Who knows? It's still yet to be. It's still kind of up in the air, but. I mean, we're going to find out sooner or later, boys. And the one thing is, I love how balanced this offense is. We can run the ball, and also we have that added caveat of J.J. McCarthy's arm and his legs. Speaking of arms and legs, Jake Plumlee from Ole Miss. Joseph, I had to dig deep for that natural transition right there. I had to fucking dig deep for that one. I'm glad someone appreciated it. Ole Miss versus A&M. Ole Miss on the road at College Station. Spread is too flat, and the over-under is what, Joseph?
The over-under in this game, I believe, is in the 50s, 55.
55. All right, boys. Both teams coming off awful fucking losses. Jimbo Fisher has officially lost a locker room after A&M got embarrassed by South Carolina, who I'm fading this week, by the way. They got embarrassed by South Carolina. There was a fight between the defensive unit in the locker room. And it was an all-out brawl. Jimbo Fisher has officially lost the locker room. I love a bounce-back game here for Ole Miss. A&M is fucking terrible. And give me Ole Miss -2. I think this game is begging you to take A&M, but I'm not going to fall into that trap. Give me the Rebs, dude. Kyle?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ole Miss on this one. These two hate each other. What's his name? Lane and
Kiffin
and Jimbo. They don't really like each other. This is going to be a scrappy football game. It's going to be sloppy. Both teams are sloppy. A&M is very sloppy, like you said. Lost the locker room. It's crazy that a fight broke out. But no, but. No, but.
Damn, you really had us on that cliffhanger there, bub.
Yeah.
Damn. Don't do that to me. My heart fucking stop.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloody, gritty, nasty, ugly football game, and like a fight and like a dog fight, the alpha male comes out on top, and Lane's the alpha male. He's a fucking dog. He's got that dog in him. He's got that heart, but he's just not winning.
Wait, so is this your alpha male game of the week?
Yeah, this is the alpha male game of the week.
Presented by Alpha Male.
Yeah, presented by Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
Presented by Bugatti.
I don't support him at all. Yeah, so Ole Miss -2.5. It's just,
It's stinky, but I love Ole Miss. That's
Yeah,
an official play.
I
Ole
like
Miss
Lane
minus 2
Kiffin.
official play.
He was at FAU. He brought pride and joy to FAU. Boca Raton, go Owls! Salute the hoop.
Salute that hoop, baby.
Yeah.
Joseph, what about you, bub?
Go Joe.
Ole Miss by a million, dude.
Yeah,
I look at it
Consensus?
this way, dude.
Consensus Quake.
Dude,
Second one of the day,
consensus Quake.
boys. Second one of the day.
Yes.
Second one of the day.
Dude,
All
I mean,
right.
think about it this way, real quick.
No, go
Ole
for it.
Miss, Alabama's coming up. That is what Lane Kiffin has circled, and those boys are going to be firing it down until that game. And that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Let's hop on over to the NFL. Boys, I think what we should do for this Jacksonville Broncos game, we should give a pick out in a British accent. And I want to do that because Kyle is so fucking bad at accents. His British accent sounds like a 1940s man from Brooklyn. So get ready. Kyle Williams' British accent is going to be the weirdest fucking thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Joseph and I can talk in British accents all fucking day long because we have a soccer podcast, so we're basically British. But let's start there. Joseph, how about you start first and give me a fake name as well? Give me an alias. Give me a British alias.
My name is Tommy.
Tommy, how are you, bud?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello.
I'm going.
Hey,
I'm going in Halloween as Tommy Shelby. It's my idol. You know, I watch a lot of BBC with my lady, and you know, we just love those Peaky Blinders, yeah, mate. But anyways, so today's game,
BBC.
Denver versus Jacksonville. My 1-1, true to my heart. I'm a Fulham supporter, so I got to go with the Jacksonville. I'm not actually a Fulham supporter. This is just my British alter ego. But Shad Khan owns Fulham, and he owns Jacksonville too. I'm going Jacksonville plus 6.5 here. Oh no,
That's
or
Scottish,
minus 2.5 here.
Fucking Christ, dude! You're all over the UK, dude. You're all over the UK. You're all over the UK.
I know. I'm sorry.
You sounded cocky, and then you sounded like you're from Glasgow, and then fucking Edinburgh. Well, you're all over the place.
So halfway through me talking, I realized, is Russell Wilson playing this week?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was doing high knees in
the
plane.
He is.
Can you imagine
Jacksonville minus 2.5, boys,
for 4 hours straight on an 8 hour? The guy just doing this in a seat.
Honestly,
for 4 hours straight.
I would probably kill his ass. You know, mate.
Boys, on Joe's card, Jacksonville is going to get written down immediately just because Russell Wilson's playing.
Yeah,
that man is so bad.
All right, Rav, it's London, Manchester here.
London, Manchester.
You gotta say this, right? You gotta say that. It's in fucking Wembley Stadium, right? That fucking stadium is right down the fucking gap from me, mate, right? It's a short fucking walk there. Give me the Broncos minus plus 2.5, actually. I think this is a fucking rat line. They shouldn't be fucking that close at all. Give me the Broncos. We're going to fucking ride. And also, give me the under.
The under.
Give me the under. What was it, 40.5?
The Fernanda cheese.
40.5.
40.5.
40.5. Give me the fucking under, mate. All right. The bloke at the bottom of the screen there. Who do you like in this game?
You sound very Australian, mate.
I know.
We're going across the pond here, and we are gonna be going with the Jags.
Wait, what's your name? What's your name?
My name is Barry. Barry, my cock in her. Let's continue on now. Don't worry about my name. It's Barry. Barry, my cock in her. We are going with the Jags minus 2.5. I am trying my best right now. Holy shit. Oh no.
Don't break character.
We are going with the Jags minus 2.5. Love Trevor Lawrence. That hair, luscious, especially in London. They're gonna pamper him all nice and pretty for this game, and he is going to throw the ball down the field, win the game.
This feels like a hate crime.
This is not the football that I am used to. That Russell Wilson, mate, he is just.
This is the equivalent to Chet Hanks speaking patois right now.
Huh?
This is the equivalent to Chet Hanks speaking patois right now, dude.
Yeah, the Broncos,
Oh, yo,
Russell
bro.
Wilson.
Give me
That guy is an
Jacksonville, man. You gotta
absolute
go.
loon. He's a loon, absolute loony bin. He needs to stay in America and not come across the pond again because he's going to be doing leg kicks up and down and up and down and up and down. That little chirp of a fucking. I don't even want to finish it. But anyways, Jags minus 2.5. Slam Jags on the money line too as well. The Broncos fucking suck.
All right. Glad that's fucking over. Jesus Christ. God damn, that was rough.
You said
Chicago,
you wanted me to
Dallas.
be British, so I did
We
it.
could, it was gorgeous though. It was gorgeously rough. Now we can speak regular. Chicago at Dallas, coming off that massive win where we fucking bent over the Patriots and fucked their asshole. We dog walked them. We fucking dog walked them up and down the fucking field. We ran the ball right down their fucking face. I love Chicago plus 10 here. I absolutely love Chicago plus 10. I think Dak is still shaking off that rust. He did not look good last week. Give me the Bears plus 10 in Dallas all fucking day long. Joseph, don't yuck my yum. Don't you fucking dare yuck our yum, dude.
Cowboys minus 10.
Joseph.
All day.
Let him yuck.
Dak is back.
He's yucking our yum, bro.
All right,
Okay,
dude.
man.
All right,
He's yucking our yum, dude. That's not fucking cool, dude.
I'm not
Cowboys
trying to
offense
yuck
is
your
not good.
yum. All I'm trying to say is that Dallas defense is not the Patriots defense in the slightest.
That's
A
true.
completely different animal.
Yeah, but they haven't faced a quarterback like Justin Fields yet, though.
Understood.
They haven't faced an offensive juggernaut like the Bears offense.
Jalen Hurts.
Dude, they haven't gone up against a receiver like Dante Pettis yet.
That's true. He is.
They haven't seen that top end
Hill
speed
east
yet.
of the Mississippi.
Yep.
Yeah, they haven't seen that speed yet. Trayvon Diggs is going to have a serious problem with Dante Pettis on Sunday. I'm calling my shot. My shot. Kyle, what about you? This might not even be. I mean, I already know.
So let me just rant for a minute here. I'm going to rant about the Bears front office real quick.
Robert Quinn. Here we go.
And what they did. What they did with Robert Quinn was absolutely fucking atrocious to start off. This half in, half out foot trade mentality, keeping player mentality is absolutely atrocious. Poles is a fucking loon. I don't really like him right now. Coach E, I'm liking it. If he does what he did against the Patriots and our offense looks like that and that crisp, I think we can cause some trouble in Dallas's defense. Dallas's defense can't be perfect all year. This is a game I can see them losing and slipping. I'm taking Bears plus 10.
And money line? Sprinkle it, Joey. What's the money line? Joey, what's the money line?
Money line is plus
plus 350.
355. God damn.
Yeah, I got it at 345.
God damn.
But
tripling your worth with
the
that.
fact that we did not trade Robert Quinn before the draft is absolutely atrocious. The man fucking single-handedly broke the single season sack record. He's better than Brian Urlacher. I personally think. I mean, he doesn't have a legacy like Brian Urlacher yet, but he is a better linebacker.
He's 32 years old, Kyle, and he has 1 sack this year.
He's trash this year, and that's why we lost.
He's
value.
32 years old.
If we were going to fucking trade him, why the fuck didn't we not just trade him before the draft and get next year a first round, maybe even a second, like a late first round or an early second round for next year, or a potential third or fourth round this year to get in the offensive line? No, we're like, oh yeah, he wants to stay. Yeah, he wants to stay, knowing that he doesn't want to fucking stay and he doesn't want to go on that option. So I
what did you guys get for
like the front office rounder right now, and it's
for 32-year-old, for a 32-year-old defensive lineman.
Broke the single season sack record last year.
I understand that
title.
I understand
it's absolutely atrocious. It's atrocious.
I understand that.
Nothing.
Do I think Ryan Poles has done a good job? So no, I have not. No, I haven't. I think he's been really dumb. But
Uberfrist
we
is
are
great.
in-
I love him.
we are in a complete and utter rebuilding stage. We're not competing for anything important. We're not in contention for the NFC North. We're not in contention for the playoffs at all.
We're in
Why
second
not?
place right now.
Is a 32-year-old defensive lineman a picture, or can you see a 32-year-old defensive lineman being involved in a complete and utter defensive rebuild? No, I
No.
can't. So getting some value for him right now, I can kind of, I can
just
see
stupid
it.
that we're
Do I
doing it
think
now.
that we
We
should have
should've done
gotten
it
more?
before.
Do I think we should have gotten more than just a fourth
I'm
round pick?
ranting.
Yes, I
ranting.
do. I think it might be worth a third round at worst. Maybe a couple picks, but just one fourth rounder. I think we could have done a little bit better. But
A lot of better.
altogether, dude, like I'm not that pissed about it. I'm really not.
I
I'm
mean,
really
let's
not.
be
pretty
real though,
pissed about it.
boys.
I'm
Let's
pretty
be real,
pissed about
boys. You guys are at best, if you captain, with everyone healthy, the like 8th most talented team in the NFC.
That's what I'm saying.
Like the amount of people that you need, it doesn't matter if you would have kept him or not. Like he's not gonna make a difference on a team, in my opinion.
No.
Like you look at
No,
a guy
he's
like
not,
Von
but still.
Miller.
But
like
if you're trying to rebuild, why the fuck didn't you get rid of him in the fucking first place? Why are we letting him play a season? You could have gotten so much more out of him. So much more out of him. We could have gotten a fucking receiver.
But do you know?
We could have got another fucking receiver that could have been a threat this year.
Yeah, but do you know? Like, how do you know? He's 32.
He's
like,
32,
how do you know
bro.
the market
And
wasn't
gets
even
injured
worse?
a lot too, bro.
Because that's another thing too, is that like a lot of teams will hold on to guys until now because like their value only goes up the more desperate the market gets. Like the market might not have been that desperate for a defensive end.
Especially from the Eagles too. The Eagles have a good pass rush already. They just need depth. And like Robert Quinn, like he's not even gonna start on the Eagles, bro. Like he's just gonna be rotated. So like it's just depth and yeah, it sucks that we're giving away the last year's sack leader for a 4th round pick. That kind of sucks. That kind of stings. Especially after giving Khalil Mack away for what, a 3rd and a 2nd or something like that.
Yeah.
If that.
So like exactly, that, but like that's where you guys really started fucking
year this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like we should have gotten a player. We should have gotten a receiver for Khalil Mack. We very easily could have gotten like Guyton or someone from LA for a receiver. But I mean, it is what it is, dude. Like we need a full offseason with Ryan Poles. We'll see how that goes. That's that. Let's go to our next game. Arizona at Minnesota. Boys, the spread has moved in Arizona's direction. Last time I looked at it, it was 4.5. The spread has moved down to 3.5 now. That juicy, nice little key number right there. Over under is 49. Joseph, let me start with you. You haven't started yet all day. Let me start with you, bub.
Alrighty, well, it's a 1:00 game. The week after Call of Duty came out, Minnesota by 1 million. Money line and spread and the over. I'm taking it all.
So you love this game.
I love this game.
You love this game.
The biggest thing about it to me is the over right now is at 49.
Yeah.
I could see the Vikings scoring at least 4 to 5 touchdowns themselves. And on top of it, Kyler Murray's good for 2. Every single game, guaranteed. But I just look at this too as the Vikings, I think this week, knowing the Bills are probably going to decimate the Packers, which we can talk about later. This is almost for the division at this point, which is crazy to talk about. But, they get a couple more NFC wins for those tiebreakers underneath their belt. They've basically secured the NFC Central because I still think they haven't played the Lions yet. So I believe they still have 2 games against the Lions.
They played them once and they won.
Okay, so they have one more game against the Lions. They have one more game against you guys. One more against
the Packers.
Which is all 3 of them are wins if the teams keep on the tracks that they're going right now, for being honest. So I look
Chicago's
at Minnesota.
a tough out, dude. Dante Pettis is such a good wide receiver, bro. Like you're underestimating Dante Pettis, and you really got to put some respect on his name, Joseph. Like what the fuck?
Put some respect on his fucking name, man.
Put some respect on Dante Pettis' name, dude. Come on.
I'll put some respect on his name when he doesn't have to put up 35 points in a game.
Fuck you. Kyle.
This
Enough of this
game,
fucking sandbaggers fucking words of blasphemy.
this game, I can see Minnesota fucking up. I like Arizona in this game. I think Kurt's gonna fuck this one up. They're not gonna win every fucking game. I think this is the one they slip. Like Joe said, I think this is the winner of the NFC North. I think they're gonna sweep this year. And you can't win every game. So I see a nice little sleepy little +3 with the Cardinals. I like that. I think Kyler has a nice comeback from last week. He didn't perform too well. They didn't win, did they? Or they won? No, they didn't win.
No,
So I think he has
didn't.
a comeback week. And this is a slip up for Minnesota.
Comeback week after COD came out? That's a hot take, dude.
Well, dude, here's the thing. Also, like I have a Kyler Murray stat for you, Joseph. And they actually did win last week. They played Thursday. They played the Saints, and they beat them 42-34. So it's definitely not a comeback week for Kyler. I have a stat for Joseph. Yeah. I have a stat for the sacrilegious person on this podcast. Cliff Kingsbury is 21-9 against the spread as an underdog. He's also another 15-3-2 on the road.
Ooh.
The Vikings haven't played anybody.
No.
And the line's already moving. The line has moved. And the line has moved in Arizona's direction, and I got them at +4.5. I love the Cardinals in this fucking game.
No, I love it too.
Love them. They're my best bet of the week.
High five, Will.
Love them. Love them.
Beautiful.
Love them.
Really?
This is a game Minnesota slips up, man. I'm sorry.
Minnesota's not that good, and I know it's Kirk at 1 p.m. And that's a hard fade.
They're not a 15-2 team. They are.
Well, it's not. I don't think they're that good either. I never thought they were that good either. But I think their ceiling is probably like what 12-5, 11-6, somewhere in there.
12-5, 11-6. That's their ceiling. 100%.
But I love the Cardinals here. I love the Cardinals. Next game, boys. Next game. Let's keep it rolling here. Las Vegas versus New Orleans. The spread is 1.5. Over under is what, Joseph? I want to say it can't be that high. Probably 45. I want to say
49.5.
God damn.
High.
That's a weird over. Okay, Joseph, mark me down for the over. I haven't seen this over until now. 49.5 is on my card, but fuck, man, Vegas looked really good last week. And New Orleans is able to kind of put up some points. Their defense is kind of surprisingly bad. I keep thinking Sean Payton's going to run out of that locker room, but he's just not. Dude, this is a tough game. I might just ride the over for an official play, but I like the Raiders here to keep the train rolling -1.5, dude. Joseph or Kyle, because Joseph's writing stuff down.
I know
I'm agree with you on this one. Raiders. I got them at -1. I like this game a lot. They're a really good 2-4 team.
They are,
to be honest with you. I think they're still in contention for the division too as well. And
except for the Chiefs.
And I love the Adams and Carson. Derek Carr, not Carson. Derek Carr connection. Man, I'm really bad with this.
You're not eating your mic.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not eating it. That's good.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better, but it's like like a flaccid wiener just comes out. It sucks.
Totally.
Anywho, yeah, Raiders -1, -1.5, wherever it is.
Yeah, totally.
Saints, they do put up points. I love. Andy Dalton, man, he's starting every year. He's somehow
Red Rocket.
He's playing. He's got this little cool little connection with Olave, and they're making something happen. I have Olave, and I can see the Saints putting up some points. So yeah, slam that over.
That's a weird over. That's a weird over.
Very weird over. Slam it. 49 points. Dude, they only need to score 25 points. One team needs to score 25. One needs to score 24. That's it.
That's it.
Joe,
That's all that needs to happen. Yeah, that's all that needs to happen.
Easy.
Joseph,
try harder.
amazing
better.
analysis here from Kyle Williams.
Give me
Kyle
Saints.
Williams literally said, "I'm not going to get too high for this podcast. This kid can barely speak." Joseph,
Give me Saints plus 1.5.
okay.
I love the Red Rocket to win games that you go, how the fuck did Andy Dalton just win that game?
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a prime candidate for that, just because I really am not a fan of this Raiders team. I think that their defense is very not good. And on top of it, too, McDaniels is showing why he got fired from the Broncos job all over again. Like, he's just not a good head coach. Yep. And I really I also will say this, too, though. The only reason why I take this pick is just because I could totally see this line moving to 2 +2 for
going through that key number.
And Dennis Allen is a fucking savant at keeping a game within the spread. Man is like
that guy covers.
So good.
You're right. He does cover.
And like covering and losing. So like don't money line bet New Orleans to save your life. But if it gets to 3 even and you don't put money on it, you're just stupid because they will lose by 3. That's exactly what will happen.
Yep.
Yeah. I wish you push.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just like the Raiders. I thought they turned the corner.
Very good team.
Granted, it was against the Texans. I understand that, but I just think
Texans
that was the game that you just needed to see something go in because they were having some real struggles offensively. Let's keep it going down to Kyle in our backyard, actually.
Yep.
Carolina versus Atlanta Falcons. The spread is 4 flat. The over/under is 43. 41.
Yep.
41.
God damn, 41. Boys, let me tell you this. I fucking love the Birds here.
Yep.
I love the Falcons, dude.
Agreed.
Is that a consensus? Is that consensus, Quake?
Yeah.
Consensus?
I think so.
I love the
honest
Birds.
with you, the Panthers aren't good. Tom Brady's and the Bucks, they're dismantled. The team is in shambles. It's just they beat a shambled Tampa Bay Bucks. I mean, the Bears beat a good Tampa Bay Bucks when the Bears were 8-8, you know. The Panthers beat a shambled Bucks, and that's not hard to beat. Falcons, they're a good team. They're in first place for the division. They want to bring something back to Atlanta. I'm slamming them.
Okay.
If I was to bet, I'm not betting a lot of NFL games today.
Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think Joey and I are. Joe, you follow that one?
Oh, yeah.
You follow that one, dude?
I mean, bro. I mean, the 8-8 Bears, dude.
You forget, dude. I mean, the 8-8 Bears, dude. I mean, who could forget, bro?
Bro, we beat Tom Brady.
Who could forget, dude?
I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Dude, you started talking about the 8-8 Bucks. Like you talking about a couple years ago when Mitch Trubisky was
we beat a really good Bucks team.
And Tom Brady wasn't on that team, dude.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't. Jameis Winston was still the quarterback. You're talking about the year that we beat Chicago like 45-10 in Soldier Field when Mitch Trubisky was our quarterback.
No, we lost. We beat them. We beat Tom Brady when they won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady that year.
What does it have to do with anything?
In a regular season game.
What does it have to do with anything?
Anybody can beat Tom
Brady.
Brady.
That was 2 years ago, dude.
And I'm just explaining that it's easy. It's not that hard to beat a good Tom Brady team, you know, and the Panthers beat a shambled one, you know. I'm just.
So I feel you, bro. I think what Kyle's saying is that you're buying high on Carolina and buying low on Atlanta.
Will, you're a fucking goddamn vagina.
I didn't know what you were saying. I had no idea where you were going with that. That was the most roundabout verbose way to give a pick I've ever seen in my entire life.
I hope the viewers, the 12 fucking viewers that are gonna watch this, understand where I was going with it. That sucks. You don't understand where
I'm in the room next to you, and I couldn't understand what you're going with.
It's so fucking frantic and so fucking what's it called? I don't even know what the word is. You're gonna listen to this while you're fucking eating your food later because you're so weird, and you're going to listen to yourself, and you're going to listen to me in this part of the segment, in this part of the fucking pod, and you're
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
be
like, damn, he
wow,
makes sense.
I kind of understand where Kyle's coming from. So go fuck yourself, okay?
All right.
All right. Next fucking
Next
game.
next
I think
fucking
we have
game.
a fucking consensus.
Carolina minus
Yeah,
four.
Carolina, no, Atlanta minus
Atlanta
4.
minus
Atlanta
4.
minus 4. Game going
Shit.
on in our backyard. This is the
Speak your
line crew
rattle.
difference. This is the line crew difference right here, folks. This is the line crew difference. Miami going to Detroit. The spread is 3.5. The over/under is 51.5. God damn. I guess that means Amon-Ra's playing.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he is actually.
He is.
Boys, I love Detroit here. I love them. I love them, and I love the over as well. I think Detroit plus 3.5. I think this is a field goal game, and I love the over as well. Easy. I don't know why. I wish I had more of an explanation to give to you why I like Detroit, other than it's just like a feeling in my balls. That's it.
Dude, the Dolphins are back.
That's
I
it.
don't know what
I'll
you're
tell
talking
you
It's just
what.
a feeling in my balls, Joseph.
I've had a feeling in my balls ever since Man Campbell told me he was gonna fight people with only 3 legs and shit
Fight their
like that.
kneecaps. Yeah. one
Yeah,
ass cheek.
and then I went 1-5. So I'm going the Dolphins because the Lions suck. Like the Lions will keep it
Yeah.
close, but they're not gonna win. 3.5 is just way too small of a number for me to not bet the Fins, especially now that Tua is back and not dead. Like in games that he doesn't die, they're 4-0. So as long as he just doesn't die on Sunday, they'll probably win. So I got the Dolphins.
Okay, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Joe on this. Dolphins minus 3. Two is back. Dolphins look good. I mean, they looked okay when they had
That
a
was a tough
fucking
game to watch.
a rookie. I mean,
Yeah.
So I'm
7th
going
round
with-
draft pick.
Yeah,
He was
so
an
I'm-
overs
I'm-
machine, though. Remember him at Kansas State? He was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
He was
going
good
with
at
the
KSU.
Dolphins on this one. It's night and day. Yeah, let's move on.
All right, boys. Probably my most anticipated game of the week. Jets versus Pats. Spread's 2.5.
I
The
think I'm more
over/under.
excited for the Giants Seahawks, but I get where you're coming from. But go ahead.
I love like an AFC East rivalry when both teams are competitive. Like they're both like the scrappy underdog. I just fucking love that.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Over/under is at 40 points, 40 flat. Boys, Bill Belichick off a loss is above 70%. Give me the Pats 2.5. This stops the Jets' run of dominance. Like as soon as the Jets start to feel good about themselves, the Patriots are always there to knock them right back on their fucking ass. I know Savetti. I'm hoping he's listening to this. I'm hoping he's with me in spirit in this pick. I know that he is. Give me the Pats 2.5. And also Zach Wilson's a fucking bum. So yeah, Pats 2.5. I absolutely love it. Joseph.
Well, were you just not seeing the board the same today, my friend?
You're gonna yuck my yum all over again, aren't you?
This
I'm gonna
is
yuck your
not
yum too,
your
because that's the
parents'
stupidest
New
thing I've
York
heard all day.
Jets. This is
And I thought I
not your
was saying
parents' New York Jets. Dude, when was the last time the Jets were 5-2?
They're a fake 5-2.
They have
They're good.
one of the hardest
Yeah.
schedules in football so far this season.
Dude, I hate the Jets.
And they're
Yeah,
5-2
It sucks.
with a shitty quarterback who was hurt for the first 3
You
games.
know, their
I'm
best
not
offensive
sure
player
who
is
it is.
out.
Yeah, Joe, go.
Brees Hall tore his ACL.
And they
He's
have
their
the
offense.
handsomest head coach in football, man. We
No,
can't
that-
sleep on that, dude.
Dude, that's Cliff Kingsbury. He's the hottest coach in the NFL.
I don't know, because Cliff Kingsbury doesn't win football games. So
Robert
he's not
Saleh
as
is not. He probably knows how to fuck his wife really well, but he's not the most handsome guy in the NFL.
No.
Or the handsome coach in the NFL. That's Cliff Kingsbury. Have you seen Cliff Kingsbury's house, dude? It looks like a James Bond villain's house.
Yeah, it's
It looks like a
Okay.
safe house in the Tuscany Isles.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, going back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
The fact that the Jets have really kind of run a pretty good schedule here against decent offenses and have played really good, solid defense. I mean, even in their losses, they held the Ravens and the Bengals to 27 and 24 points. They haven't let a team score more than 30 on them all season. That was in that wacky Browns game. For the most part, their defense is really solid. And the biggest thing for me is I'm fading Mac Jones. I think his confidence is shattered after the whole Bailey Zappi thing. And I just love getting points here. I think even if the Pats find a way to win, I think this line gets to almost 4, favoring the Pats, because the public, I think, is thinking exactly the same way you have, William, of just, wow, why are the Pats only 2-point favorites against a Jet team that is fake? But in reality, I think the AFC East is the best division in all football. I think if you put any of those teams in like the, let's say, NFC North, no offense, but like NFC North, I think they finish at least second. Every single one of those teams, you know. So I take the Jets plus points.
And it's at the Meadowlands as well. I mean, it's at home.
Yeah,
Jets at home. Kyle, what about you, bub?
I'm all with Joe on this. Jets plus 2.5. Looks like Sunday. Me and you are just not going to be looking at each other during this game.
We might fight each other, Kyle. We might fight because
I'm
I have
sorry,
a large
man.
responsible bet
The
on
Jets
doing.
have a really good defense. I love Sauce Gardner. He is a fucking dog. He's very good. He is probably going to win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I know there's offense.
He's got that dog in him.
He is going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. He might even win Defensive Player of the Year. How he's playing this year. Bill Belichick and the Pats, they're on a QB consensus right now. They have some problems. I don't think after this loss, I don't think a week's enough to recover from what happened to them last week against the Bears, because I wasn't expecting that. No one in America was expecting that. I was sweating all day when I made that bet, and I bet on the Bears. I was sitting at my desk working, and I'm like, wow, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a clown. I'm.
But it was the easiest bet of your life.
But it was the easiest bet of my life, and it was fucking awesome. And
like you and I were only sweating for like a quarter and a half.
Yeah, that's it.
If that.
Anywho, yeah, Jets plus 2.5. Let's move on.
All right, boys, this game fucking sucks. Pittsburgh going to Philadelphia at the Link. Spreads 10.5. Over unders 43. I love the under here, boys. Large spreads.
I really don't talk about this.
I love the under 43. That's an official play of mine. It's already locked in. I've been locked in on that wager since Tuesday. But Philadelphia is going to destroy Pittsburgh. I mean, that's consensus, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Eagles by a million.
By a million.
Let's just move on. Yeah.
This is not a game the Eagles lose. Like Pittsburgh's in shambles.
Pittsburgh is in shambles. Tennessee, Houston, probably the game that we will see the least of on Red Zone. I want to say Sunday. I think that's this game of the week. Spread is 3. Over under is going to be 40.5. Boys, I don't know how you bet on Houston. I think this line is a little bit weird. I don't know how Tennessee's only laying 3, but. I mean, Houston could be favored here, and you still wouldn't be able to get me to bet on Houston. Give me the Titans. I think the Titans. I mean, they win this game. They already practically won the division last week. But if they win this game, it's done. It's over with. So give me the Titans. They get the job done in Houston all fucking day. Consensus? No.
Wow.
No. Kyle, you have the floor.
Wow.
I like Houston, man. They look. I mean, I did the wheel parlay last week, and I bet the over in the Houston Raiders game. And I mean, the Raiders did, huh?
It smacked.
It smacked, and I personally think Mills is going to have one of those comeback games. Tennessee isn't really an offensive weapon. I mean, they're the better team, but I think Houston's going to dog it out. Lovie Smith gets the win. Beats a rival at home. Yeah, beats a rival at home.
Joey, what's the money line on this?
Like, I think plus 200 and something.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's only plus 125.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Vegas almost agrees, Kyle.
Yeah, Vegas almost agrees with you, bro.
I really
So-
like Houston.
I agree with everything that Will said, though, just in the sense that I think
No, I
at
get
this
what he's
point-
saying, but I think this is a game where Mills shows out and he's not. I mean, they lost that game to Oakland because he threw like three or four interceptions. I mean,
I
they
think it
were
was
they were
three,
putting up
yeah.
an offensive production. It's just they made mistakes. I think they could have corrected that within the week, and this is a big game for them. They can potentially harm Tennessee's chances of. I mean, they're gonna win the division, but I mean, it's gonna make it tighter for them. You know, it's gonna make them sweat a little bit. But yeah, Houston minus plus 2.5 or plus
All
3,
right.
wherever it's at right now. I
Word.
didn't slam it, but.
Boys, we're going to SoFi Stadium. Kyle's home state of California. He's from there. He's been there for a total of about 4 weeks, and he's basically a Californian. Kyle, since you are a local Californian on the podcast, why don't you give us the first pick of the day here for this one?
This is just a ugly game. But it's going to be productive because these guys, these teams hate each other. It's North Cal versus South Cal. Yeah, I'm going with the dogs, the away dogs. I like
You're with the
San
Rams.
Fran. I think they're going to utilize Christian McCaffrey a little bit more this week now that he's learning the playbook and he understands it a little bit more. San Fran's got some weapons. I love Jimmy G. You know, he's a dog. Always been a dog. He fucks porn stars.
Fucks porn stars.
Rams.
Yep. Fucks porn stars.
Anywho, Stafford is just not having his year. I mean, he's off a Super Bowl. I know he wasn't on the Madden cover. Rest in peace, Madden. It was Madden's year to be on the cover, but I feel like he would have been on the cover this year, and I feel like he has the Madden curse this year. So I have him as one of my quarterbacks in fantasy, and it's not looking too hot. Yeah, I'm going with San Fran by 1 million.
Okay. So you're going with he would have been on the cover of Madden and he would have had a curse on him.
Yes, but he has the curse because it would have been his year.
It would have
Transitive
been.
property, William. Keep up.
Right. Yeah. Right. Joseph, what about you, bub?
Yep.
I am going with Kyle on this one. I think Kyle's spot on just in the sense that San Fran, dude, Christian McCaffrey is about to start going off. I mean,
and fucking Kyle Shanahan owns Sean McVay.
Owns him. And then not only that, too, dude.
10-3
Like,
against the spread against McVay or something?
Yeah.
He's ridiculous.
He's
ridiculous.
Something crazy.
He's ridiculous.
Dude, and everyone's making such a big deal about a McCaffrey not knowing the playbook. Like, when you're a running back, I mean, I feel like it's about as easy as, hey, run A gap, run B gap. Like, find a hole. Yeah. Be faster than everyone else. Like, okay. Like, I feel like they're more specialized plays. They can put other people in there. But, yeah, I love San Francisco here.
Word. Yeah, boys. Consensus quake. Notice the consensus quake.
Quake.
Like I said, Cliff Kingsbury owns Sean McVay. And also, boys, I fucking love the under. 43 points. I've already slammed the fucking under. This game is going to be like 20-10 San Francisco win. I'm calling my shot right fucking now. San Francisco and the under are the two very, very easy, buttery plays for that game. Next game, New York Giants versus Seattle Seahawks. Kyle, you said this was your favorite game. The spread is 3 in favor of Seattle. Over-under is 45.5. That seems a little bit low. Kyle, since this is your favorite game,
it's my favorite game.
Off again.
Vegas wants you to slam the Giants. Fade the Giants. Fade the Giants. I love Geno Smith. I absolutely love him. I picked him up in fantasy last week, and beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love the Seahawks. Somehow they're a good team. I mean, who would have thought they would have been? They're in first place in their division, right?
Yeah, who would have thought that we were going to – because, like, I remember the first episode, we sat here and we both just shit on these two teams, and now we have a 5-1 New York Giants, 6-1 New York Giants, and Seattle, who's on top of the West.
Yep, at 4-2.
The fuck is that?
I love the Seahawks at home. They're going to use the 12th man. This is a game the Giants lose like just like the Vikings, these two teams aren't gonna win the Super Bowl. They're gonna win their divisions. I personally think they're 100% gonna win their divisions, but they're not gonna make it past the divisional. It's just there's two good teams that are just too dominant in their divisions that are just gonna absolutely crush them. That are just too ready. Ready.
Right.
So yeah, love the Seattle Seahawks -3. Vegas is telling you to slam the Giants, thinking you're going to win some big money on this game, and it's just going to go to shambles for them. This is the game they lose.
Okay.
Big.
I'll go next. I love Seattle as well, for all the exact same reasons Kyle does. Joseph, you're shaking your head. So another consensus. So we're not going to have a no consensus.
No consensus.
So you're gonna ride Danny Dimes. You're gonna ride Brian Dable, the most famous fat man's from New York since Tony Soprano.
All I have to say is, William, I think I've been telling you this a bunch throughout Sundays as they're my only win. I've been riding the New York Giants like Jimmy G rides porn stars. That's all I have to say. They're the only people that bring Poppy home the dough every single week. And I'm just looking at them this week as this is Seattle's make or break test. And I think the Giants have already proven to me that they bend but don't break. But I haven't been proven that from Seattle yet. And on top of it, too, I absolutely think that Saquon Barkley goes back.
Yeah.
I think he goes off for over 125, 150 yards. I think he is top 5 in rushing yards by the end of the season. And this is going to be one of those games where you go, oh, yeah, remember that game from Seattle? Because Dayball has figured it out. I love Giants +3 and money line. They're actually my best bet of the day.
Damn.
Giants.
Damn. Okay.
I love the New York Giants.
I love that. Boys, 2 more games left.
Yep.
3
more games left. 3 more games left, and then Monday night game as well.
Should we do Thursday nights because we do the pod on Fridays now, or next Thursday?
No, we'll save that. We'll just tweet that one out. Go, yeah. Okay,
all right, cool.
We're going Washington, Indy. The Commanders are in Indianapolis. Over under is 38.5. Wow, god damn. And the spread is 3 in favor of Indianapolis. Boys, I think this game with Sam Ehlinger and Taylor Heineke as starting quarterbacks, I think this might be the fuck shit game of the week.
Yep.
100%.
This game is going to have the wonkiest fucking plays we've ever seen in our entire lives. This game is going to have like 20 different lead changes. It's going to be back and forth. I think this game might be the best game of the week, honestly, just because of like how much fuck shit happens.
Yep.
And for that, I love the dog and fuck shit game. Give me Taylor Heineke, okay, plus the 3 points, and I also love the over 37.5. I love it because fuck shit's going to happen, and fuck shit leads to points. Joseph.
I couldn't agree more, William, for the only sense of I've been making myself some personal rules throughout this whole entire year. And so one of my rules has now been I'm going to bet the Giants until the wheels fall off, as I told you last time. But the other one that I found out recently was I'm going to fade the Indianapolis Colts until those wheels fall off as well.
They're off, but they're still going to fall off.
Well, but what I'm saying is that they're so far off now, boys, they better hope that thing can float. Because I'll tell you what,
great line.
Matt Ryan, I don't think he was that bad. I really think that their whole team, like Jonathan Taylor, has been nothing this year.
Like, who is he throwing the ball to? You know, like, who is he throwing the ball to?
Well, that's one thing.
Also, dude, like, Matt Ryan can't fucking move.
Yeah, their offensive line is so bad.
That's true. Yeah.
And so I love Washington too, just because Riverboat Ron Rivera just finds a way to win shitty games like this. And I think this is going to be like a 19-16 game where it's like both teams score a single touchdown and they kick like 7 field goals each.
Yeah.
And I love the commies here +3.
Also, if there's a prop out there, guys, for a defensive touchdown, take it.
Take it. Yes.
Defensive special teams touchdown, hammer it.
Honestly,
Kyle. Joey, go ahead.
Yes. Well, I was about to say
We have
too.
a
First touchdown not being scored before the second half, or before the second half. If you can find that prop as well, hammer that.
Hammer that, Kyle.
Yeah, I think we have a consensus. I'm slamming the Cummies +3. I absolutely love them. It's basically the battle of the two shittiest quarterbacks, and Heineke is shittiest quarterback, the best shittiest quarterback out of the two. And Sam Ellinger, I mean, it sucks that I'm calling him a shitty quarterback. He can probably prove himself, but he has such a horrible offensive line that it's just gonna make him a shitty quarterback. But I mean, it sucks that I have to say he's a shitty quarterback. Anywho, yeah, it's just basically a battle of what's the best worst decision you can make, and the best worst decision you can make in this game is to go with the Commanders. They have great receivers. They just have a quarterback who can throw 3 interceptions.
Good defensive line going up against a bad offensive line.
Yeah, it's
consensus.
Consensus,
yeah,
boys.
Consensus a blowout. I personally think it's going to be an absolute
blowout.
Blowout. Oh yeah.
Blowout.
Wow.
Fuck me. Well, that brings us
Speaking
to
of
another natural
blowing
transition.
backs out.
Joseph and I,
I was
dude,
gonna-
we're so constantly thinking about natural transitions that we both
Yeah,
naturally transitioned ourselves.
Well, I joined in
the
on that.
Buffalo Green
Thinking
Bay
about blowing backs out, I love watching Aaron Rodgers get his back blown out by teams.
Yeah, okay, that's okay.
awesome.
That also works. A little bit more of a crude natural transition, but that still works. Green Bay.
I was gonna say, speaking of blowouts,
Yeah, Green Bay going to Orchard Park.
Well,
Buffalo just
Kyle,
announced
I
their
love
new fucking futuristic goddamn looking stadium that has reflective mirrors on it. The spread's 11, and I want to say the over-under is what, 47.5, Joseph?
Yeah.
Last time I checked? I want to say it was 47.5.
47 flat.
47 flat now. Boys, I love the Bills, and I love the under. Comb your hair. Fucking take care. That's it.
Yep.
That's my pick. No other analysis needed. Consensus?
Consensus.
Slam them, dude. They're gonna win by a
Last
million.
game. This
They're going to
Monday
win by
night game,
a fucking million, dude.
I hate this Monday night game because
It's gonna be bad.
It's going to be
Jamar
real bad.
Chase is out. And to be honest with you guys, I'll just go ahead and start since I'm already talking. I'm going to go with the Bengals on this one because I have Joe Mixon on my fantasy football team, and this is an opportunity for him to get the most points he can get this season. And they're just going to run the shit out of the ball and down the Browns' throats. Absolutely down the Browns' throats. So Bengals -3. Will.
Yeah. Wow. Kyle's hosting now. I'm
host now.
also on the Bengals. I think Jamar Chase being out for a substantial amount of time is going to be a little bit of damper on the Bengals party, but they still have T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and they have Joe Mixon. And they also have that dude named Joe Burrow whose cock is 12 inches long.
Exactly.
They still have Joe Shiesty. Give me Joe Shiesty. I think
they
roll into Cleveland, and I think they take care of business. Joseph.
I couldn't agree more.
Consensus!
Joe Burrow, only quarterback in NFL
Fuck the
history to
Browns.
have 2 500-yard games and 5 touchdowns in those games too. Give me Cincy by a million.
Consensus. All right, boys. Let's fucking wrap it up. Let's do cards. Get our cards. I'm ready to go if you guys aren't ready to go.
I'm ready to go, too.
I'm ready whenever you're ready, boys.
Okay, I'll just
William,
start right
if you would
now.
like to lead us off.
Lead it off.
I'll start
You're up
right
to
now.
bat.
Okay, West Virginia. I gave it out earlier. West Virginia plus 7.5 versus TCU. TCU, like I said, is coming off a giant fucking 5-game stretch. 3 of those 5 games were 1-point games. Give me West Virginia plus the points and also the money line. They're going to be my money line dog parlay of the week. West Virginia plus 7.5. I could not like that more. Notre Dame versus Cuse. Notre Dame is going to run the ball, and run the ball some more against this awful Cuse D line. And they're also they're outside the 105th team in the nation against run defense as a run defense. So Notre Dame is going to run the ball down their fucking throats. Kansas State -1 versus Oklahoma State. This is a game where I know Adrian Martinez is kind of questionable. I think he practiced today, but their backup quarterback is still pretty good as well. So give me Kansas State -1. This is a game where Spencer Sanders is going to have to win, and I don't like Spencer Sanders at all. I think he's trash. Cal plus 17.5 versus Oregon at Cal. Oregon coming off a giant emotional win last week against UCLA. They'd have to now go to Berkeley at a sleepy Cal location where that stadium is going to be halfway full. Give me the Golden Bears plus 17.5. Absolutely love it. Also, Justin Wilcox, the Cal Bears head coach, he's an absurd 17-3 against the spread when catching 7+ points, and he's also 7-0 at home against the spread. In contrast, he's just 8-15-1 against the spread as a favorite. So take the Bears in this one. Also, Missouri +3 versus South Carolina. South Carolina is ranked. They're coming off a giant win against A&M. Missouri is able to move the ball. I do like their quarterback. Give me the Tigers at home as well. So that's that as well. That's for college. NFL, I already gave out Cards +4, gave out Falcons -4.5. Under in the Eagles versus Steelers game, Lions +3.5, Pats money line, under 47.5, Green Bay versus Buffalo, and then under 43, Niners versus Rams. Joseph.
Alrighty, folks.
Jesus Christ.
So
Jesus.
William is going a little bit deeper than I
Take
am
a
on the
breath.
card.
Take a fucking breath.
I'll tell you
dude.
what.
Holy fuck.
I got
You get paid?
UF. I got UF +23 and a $1 money line treater. How can you pass up one to win 100? Got to do it
Yeah,
for the boys.
Can't do it.
I also got Michigan -23. Think they run away with that one. I think Kentucky +23 as well is too much to pass
Sorry,
up.
12.5.
12.5. Sorry. And I'm actually going to parlay all three of those together: UF, Michigan, and Kentucky.
Love it.
I think that is my can't lose of the week, just because the amount of points that you're getting in two of the shakier games, and then I think Michigan runs away with it. And that's going to wrap it up for my college. And then moving on to the NFL, I love Jacksonville -2.5 this week. I also love Minnesota -3.5. Love the Saints +1.5 and money line. I love the Dolphins -3.5 and money line. Jets +2.5 and money line, along with the Giants +3 and money line, and that's gonna be my best bet of the week. And I'm gonna parlay the Jets and the Giants in a New York parlay, where I'm gonna parlay both the 2.5 and the money line together. I'm going to do that in separate but equal parlays. It's going to be two-leg parlays. I think both of those parlays will sweep. It'll technically be like a 14 parlay for everyone out there. Most betting sites, however, I know will not let you parlay all four of those bets together. And then finally, I also have the Commies +3. And I also love an NFC East parlay this week, where you bet all of the NFC East teams. I love the Commies +3, the Giants +3. I love the Cowboys -10, and I love the Eagles -10.5.
Love it. Kyle, go. Card.
You guys have some fucking crazy fucking cards. Anyways, I just want to let the viewers know, the 12 fucking viewers know, or whatever the viewers are. Hopefully it's 1,000 this time. I'm praying to God. That I am 2-0 this week, and I am feeling hot. Feeling hot. We're feeling hot. Fade me if you want, but I am feeling hot. Feeling hot. I have a spicy card for you guys. Fade me if you want to. We'll start out with some college. Slamming Michigan -23. Got that. I got Tennessee -12. Think that's going to be a bloodbath, like I said. I also have the over 50.5 Illinois versus Nebraska. I personally think Illinois can score 50 points on Nebraska. They're very good. They have a good offense. Slamming that. And then I also have the same money line bet for $1 on UF. Can't beat that.
Really going for it.
Put that on my card.
Really going for it.
Now we're going
I love it.
transition into my lays. Going into my first parlay. My first parlay is going to be my overs parlay. I am an overs man. Welcome to the overs club, Kyle. OSU versus PSU over 61. I think this is going to be a high scoring game. Notre Dame versus Syracuse over 47.5. These two teams are good, and I can see a lot more points. All they have to do is both score 20 points and a touchdown. Florida versus Georgia, over 56.5. I don't really think it's going to be a defensive battle. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. I personally think Georgia can honestly score 56 points on Florida. They are that fucking good. And then, I totally forgot going over to going over to the NFL. So Bears, we are going to do money line plus 345. We're going to take the Bears at plus 9.5. Sucks that it's at 10 right now, more points, but it's whatever. I'll buy some. And then I'm going to take the Jets plus 2.5. That's a lock as well. And then my second parlay of the week end is going to be the Wheel is Just parlay, the Yak parlay that comes out on Saturday. Whatever that money line is, I am riding it for the rest of the season. So I will keep you guys posted on Twitter when that comes out.
All right, boys. Beautiful fucking show. Beautiful fucking show. Absolutely loved it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I think it was our best show.
Hope you enjoyed it. Joseph, we're happy that you're alive. We didn't die in it. We didn't find you buried under a fucking palm frond. So that's really
great
good.
success.
Great success.
Donate to Southwest Florida. We did go to school there. We spent a lot of time there. A lot of our shit that we places we hung out are gone. It sucks. So donate.
Right. Yeah. We just also want to thank sponsors Lockheed Martin and Jeffrey Epstein's Little St. James Island for this sponsorship as well. So thank you so much for
big ass fans.
Thank you so much. Fans. Yeah, big fans of you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody, good luck this weekend. Have a hell of a weekend. Have a hell of a weekend. Take it easy and stay safe.
And sweat it out.
Sweat it out.